Right, welcome back to the COP TV with one of the Mount Rushmore faces of the COP TV. From when it started back in 2020, he was on it, and he still is now in 2024. Mr. James Redmond.
It's too nice, Minnie.
Go on, Jack.
Go ahead, Jack. Whoever my son.
Yeah, put the cigarette down. It's good to have you back though, brother.
Hey, Sean, mate,
Hey,
thank you.
for us to be back on camera.
Appreciate
We've done
you.
the match day vlog as well from Box Park, so
Yes.
watch that. Great to have you back.
Great
I don't
to
know
be
where
back.
to start. Great to have you back. We'll talk about the game.
Great to be back. I think we need to start here. First and foremost, the growth of this channel since I've been on it regularly has just been phenomenal. I was with this channel from 5,000 subscribers,
Something like that.
maybe
yeah.
less,
Yeah.
and where we are now. And the thing is, I still think of it as we. I
Yeah,
think of it as
100%
the
it's we,
journey
bro.
that has been ongoing. Me,
100%.
you, Jack,
Yeah,
Ruby, everyone who's been Mario, everyone who's been a part of this. Doyle, how could I forget Doyle? Everyone who's been a part of this channel and the success of it. It's been amazing, and to come back today and to see all the lads and to do this again, it feels like not just nostalgia.
It's quite emotional.
It just feels at home. Feels at home, mate. You know what I mean? Shout out to Box Park as well, by the way. An amazing gaff. Like, this is the first time I've came to the one in Liverpool. We know our
guys,
experiences
we were
of the
just
one in
talking about
Wembley.
it.
When we went to Wembley, that was the greatest. I've been to many games, right? That was the greatest experience I've probably ever had. When me and
On
you
stage?
on stage. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. All the crowds doing it as well. It was unbelievable, lad. So to be here.
This is where Jack gets that video up now, and then we play it. But yeah, that moment, man. I remember it, right? Because I'd obviously been on the stage before you and Ruby got there late.
Yeah.
And we had to kind of just, if we won, we could maybe get back on the stage.
Yeah.
And we did, and I was like, come up, you
Yeah.
and Ruby. It was just a
That
special
was like,
moment,
so
man.
do you know in like a film when like a boxer's about to walk out to
Yeah,
a ring
yeah, yeah.
or a football player's about to walk out on a match?
There was like
It was
4,000
that.
people there.
When you brought me up onto the stage, it was kind of like that. And then when I got on the stage, I was a little bit nervous. Do you know, like when your lips go a little bit dry? I was like, fucking hell. Because you've got to bear in mind, there was like 2,000, 3,000 people there. It's one thing doing it to thousands of viewers on YouTube in person, it's different.
Yeah.
And the crowd,
They're eating out of our hands.
he fed into it, and it was brilliant, honestly. And even today, like this place, you need to come to here because we can get the atmosphere booming in here. Today it was also really good. The food's lovely, the staff are great. I'd recommend anyone to come here, honestly.
Listen, big up. Let's talk about the game then. 1-0 after 8 minutes.
Yep.
Actually, we'll go further back. They
Okay.
scored an offside goal
Yep.
after a minute.
Yep.
I mean, why is it that with Liverpool at the minute that we need like an offside goal to go in, or we concede an early goal, or we concede an early big chance
Yep.
for us to wake up? I know they don't do it intentionally, but it was a bit of an early little jab to the body to say, wake up, there's a fight to be had. And
Yep.
then 7 minutes later, we score a goal.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I feel like that's something, because you've got to bear in mind, Jurgen Klopp instills a mentality into the whole club.
Yeah.
It weren't just anything to do with an individual player. You think of the signings we made in the summer. There was a goalkeeper that we signed who never joins us. He's joining us next season. Then you've got Chiesa as well, who's kind of sort of going to be a rotation player. We haven't had many new faces, therefore the old mentality is still going to leap into the new one. Now, even though I'm really impressed with a lot of the things we've done, I'm also still sitting there going, we did concede first in a lot of games last season, and we needed that first goal to go in to almost bounce back, but it'd be our sort of downfall as well. It'd get us a lot of draws. The most important thing is results right now, and that first goal, I understand it weren't, it's not ideal to have that setback all the time to then bounce back, but I am still encouraged by other things that I'm seeing in the team as well. So the way that we went after that in the first half, great, you know what I mean? We got our goal. We actually controlled the first half, unlike the second, which I know we'll get onto. But the first half, I saw control, I saw somewhat domination. It was still close, don't get me wrong. We weren't really having many great chances.
We didn't really get out of third gear.
We
did
just had the control of the game. So that's the way I sort of look at the first half, and it got us the lead.
Yeah, and it was a good build up of play before the goal. Tsimikas plays it through that line.
Yep.
Gakpo's on the end of it. It's a very Robertson-esque kind of pass.
Love
So
it.
actually, Tsimikas did well today.
He did.
The ball comes back across from Cody, and it's a clinical get in front of your man and nick
Yeah.
it through the keeper's legs. And at 8 minutes, you're thinking, if Jota's scoring after 8 minutes,
Yeah.
he's obviously going to get other chances. You're confident that he'll add to it. I think the reason why we were so nervous come 75 minutes when Alisson goes off, come all the chances, late ones they had, the penalty shout, is because we weren't clinical enough. And I have to look at Jota because at least 2 more chances he should be burying. Obviously, they could have had 1 or 2 if it wasn't for Alisson as well. So in the balance of things, I guess it's about right. But we've got to be more clinical if we want to have a bit more of a relaxed finish to a game. I mean, we have been in the past, but at the same time, it's difficult to watch us burn chances in it.
Yeah, mate, it's horrible because you know it's going to cost you eventually. Is the problem, isn't it? You know that today we get the 3 points. The next game, if we play the same, it might not go in our favour. So you do need to see more encouraging performances. The second half, Crystal Palace just done what they needed to do. They had control of the game. We were making mistakes. We didn't have no end product. Every single pass that was made in the midfield seemed to be misplaced. Any 50-50 that we was going in for seemed to be missed. It was a weird game. And then Alisson got injured, which again, you know, we need to talk about it. If he was an outfield player, he doesn't have a career. He doesn't, does he?
Well, I think it's around about 45 games he'll have missed now for Liverpool, which if you add it up is a full season and a bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, he is the best goalkeeper in the world. There's just no doubt in that. But it looked innocuous. Like you couldn't really see the outstretch where you think he might have pulled something there. You don't really. I mean, he's obviously felt it and gone down straight away. But to turn that negative situation, at least Jaros has now had his debut. Got a clean sheet. I mean, we love Kelleher, don't get us wrong, he's my Irish cousin, but at the same time, Jaros has got his little wish there, and I think he saved one from Eze, it was straight down him. If you drop that, then would have been curtains. But big him up.
Yeah, no, Jaros.
I like Jaros.
Yeah, no, I'm happy for him to make his debut.
I
don't think he had a... I was right. He's right fella, isn't he?
Guy looked like Hector Bellerin.
He's thinking about just going to watch Liverpool now. No, so Jaros sounds. I don't really have much to say on Jaros. I thought he looked a little bit nervous and shaky, to be honest with you. I didn't feel
punched one away, I think.
Yeah, and I swear one of the sort of balls that he kicked away, he was stood outside his box, but that's fine. That's fine. We skip past those. Overall sound. I just think in the second half there was not enough tenacity. I think we've got to try and find the positives though, and just say we got the results, and for that reason there's momentum there, because you know you had the loss against Nottingham, which was a last minute goal, Hudson-Odoi, all this. It was a weird game, but then now we bounce back, we get all these wins, some big teams, some small teams, a lot of rotation, bear in mind.
I like that though.
I like that, and if you're going to rotate and still win games, I can't really have a go at you, can I? I've already made it known on public platforms that I'm a big fan of Arne Slot. I think he's been fantastic, honestly.
We're lucky, bro. I swear we've definitely got the best old Dutch manager, without question. I mean, it's not even a debate anymore.
The Dutch Big Steve.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Steve.
I wouldn't go that far. He knows more about football than Big Steve.
We agree, but this is why I've got to say to Big Steve, and if Big Steve, you're watching this, hold this, because I remember when we signed Arne Slot and he's there, yeah mate, Arne Slot, do you really think what he's done with Feyenoord, that he's going to be able to come to Liverpool and fucking do this? You know, like the way he's got that mix of a Manc accent and a St. Helens accent? It's weird with Big Steve. I love you, Big Steve! We're seeing some some cross pollination. You know what I mean? Some crossover.
In the area.
But in the area. But that's what I mean about
big up Big Steve, man.
Big Steve's a top man.
What Big Steve would say to you probably is, let's see how you get on now in October and November, because when we come back from the international break, it's Chelsea at home. I'm pretty sure it's Leverkusen, Real Madrid, City in some part there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I love our start, don't get me wrong, but until we start hitting the end of November, when we're out of the woods from them fixtures, then I'll really start getting excited.
And Arne Slot said the same thing, hasn't he? He said,
and I'm with him.
Let's take it game by game. I like his approach to all of it, to be honest. I think the way I always go back to the Kwanzaa situation on the opening day where he takes him off and he goes, well, that was just needed for the flow of the game. And then also, he comes out before this game and he's asked about the R12 kickoffs. I love Jurgen, and I know everyone interpreted that as a shot at Jurgen. It's not.
I don't think he did.
I don't think it's
because he said we train at 12 though, so we should be ready.
He just said something that probably opposes the agenda that Jurgen pushed for a long time. It doesn't mean he was going at Jurgen specifically. I agree with Arne. If you're training at that time, you shouldn't really want to make that as an excuse. And I like Arne because he's not... Jurgen would mention them as problems, like he'd say, 12, that's a problem. Now the players are thinking of it as a problem. The manager's thinking of it as a problem. Right. Mentality-wise, everyone's looking at this like an issue. Arne Slot's saying it's 12. It's another time of the day. Who's asked?
Played at 10 o'clock on Clocky Park.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, you've got to...
Yeah.
take any situation, half 12, red cards, anything as a positive,
Yeah,
and how can you
spin it into a positive.
in your favour exactly?
Top of the league, 2 goals conceded now in 7 games
Yeah.
in the Prem. I mean,
And you know, you see Arsenal,
Bosh.
you see
best
Arsenal.
defence in Europe right now, surely.
Well, you see Arsenal talking about their defending and how good it is, and I'll agree, like it's really good, but you've got to give respect to what Virgil van Dijk and Kanate are doing.
Yeah.
These two are the best Rolls
And
Royce.
Trent and Robbo, they're
These-
part of a defence
I
that are
agree.
getting clean sheets as well.
I agree. But then if you're going to start including the whole team, you've got to say Sobbo with the legs that he puts in. And I know people might not recognise it because they see Sobbo as an attacking player. It's like seeing Endo scoring goals but not defending. It's like, okay, well, he's scoring goals but he's not doing his main job. That's what has people said about
Sobbo's
Trent.
not scoring
But
as many as
we,
we'd
no,
like, though.
but I concede that. The point is that he's still putting the legs in.
No, the legs
he's
are-
still winning the ball
He
back.
runs the most.
Yeah, exactly.
That can never go overlooked.
He's an efficient player in
Yeah.
that midfield, and people are overlooking it because he's not getting the goals that he was getting at Leipzig and whatnot. So I'm really happy with Szoboszlai. I think just those two defenders, though, Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahim Kanate, I've said for years, he is the H to my GT, he is the B to my Yonsei. You know what I mean with Kanate? Do you remember that line? That was a
do
good
remember
one,
that.
weren't it? That was a
I
good
do
one.
remember
So we'll recycle that for Kanate's case now, but for Virgil, I just
He's
think
just the best, though.
the most,
Him and Konate
the
are
most
the best
disrespected
defenders
centre
in
back.
Europe right now.
Most
I
disrespected
know
centre
Gabriel and Saliba are there, and they are, of course, but they've not done it and been there. Right? They've tried, they've fallen short. They got off the train a couple stops too early.
Yeah.
Where we've done that regularly.
Well,
now.
their draw against City entailed it again because again Arsenal fans looked at that like a positive, and that's so confused me. I just go like,
But they're, because they haven't been there and done it and won it in
I know,
20 years.
I know.
They're going to have that attitude, but the mentality shift will be
But
if
they
Arsenal
should-
win the league, they should go on and win another league. If
Not-
that's their mentality.
Not to try and make it about Arsenal because obviously we won today and we're top of the
No,
league.
go on. Have a little word about Arsenal then.
But all I'm saying about Arsenal is that they don't see a draw against City as a loss, and last season that was a big reason why they didn't end up winning the league because they all thought a draw was a good result. We knew when we drew that's not a good result.
No,
If we were ever going for the league, we knew a draw against City or a draw against Bournemouth was bad results. This is what I like about Arne Slot. To transition it back to Liverpool, I've not seen a draw this season, and I love that.
That is so true.
I'd rather lose to Nottingham Forest and have that loss on your record out
Yeah.
the way. Forget the Invincibles, forget undefeated records.
So weird that we've got that on the record. Like even still, I mean, I was with Jack and Doyle watching that game, and it was such a dampener. It was like,
It was.
How has that happened?
It
And
was-
then we've just we've probably won as many games since that as we won before that now.
Kick up the arse that you probably
Kick up
needed,
the
mate.
arse.
Yeah, and that's why I sort of look at that game like a positive. We've won every other game this season. 2 goals conceded, scoring loads of goals. And today was a close game, and we've had a few of them. You'd just like to hope. It's 10 games into Arne Slot's career?
Yeah.
You'd like to hope we get better.
Let's go, man. The next 10, 15 games going to be absolutely massive. James Redmond, what a pleasure. Hey?
Love you,
Back on the
brother.
old fan cams. Love you, Sam.
Love you,
Now we're
guys.
actually going to do another video, so watch that as well after this. But take care.